Good evening, folks, and welcome to episode 6 of Malt Magic Campaign 2. We hope you all well prepared for tonight, as it's probably going to be a bit of a roller coaster, given even the events of last week. So yes, unfortunately tonight we are one man down, or one cast member down, just due to life and work and these things. But we will soldier on as always. Hopefully they will be back next week. So before we get into the madness and the chaos, let's run down our usual thank yous to the likes of Incarnate, Albo Rodeo, and Dungeon Alchemist for all things virtual tabletop and mapping. We've seen the last couple of weeks, I think it is, a Dungeon Alchemist map on Owlbear 2.0, which has been a lot of fun and was a lot of fun to build. There's some awesome stamps and textures and things we can apply there now, so lots more to come on that front, hopefully. And then, of course, a huge shout out to Hero Forge, whom we've not used a lot of yet in this campaign, or at least not visibly to all of you folks just yet. There's a lot going on behind the scenes with us creating character visuals and stuff for Hero Forge. Characters, of course, main characters, player characters. The artwork's already done, thank you to Stick, so don't worry about that. But other monsters, other NPCs and the likes will be through Hero Forge, so look out for them. And then, of course, there are the Dungeon Master tools, or just little hints, tips and tricks, things that I use in the background. So 5e Magic Shop, Kassoon, 2 Minutes Tools, the Thieves Guild, and, of course, World Anvil as well. So yes, thank you to all of them. Welcome everyone. So yes, in terms of musical tracks, we've got tabletop audio as well, so we use them. You'll hear their musical tracks in the background, and we of course use battle bards as well for not only musical tracks but the sound effects as well. Hopefully we'll hear some of them tonight. So yes, you can see the code on screen now. Go and use that code when you register and get yourselves a nice cheeky discount off those sound effects, should you wish to use them in your own stuff, whether that's YouTube, podcast, Twitch, whatever. Go check them out. Still working on some things with battle bards. I know I've said it time and time again, but we will get there, I promise. And that will be one of our upcoming giveaways. There's a spoiler already. One of our upcoming giveaways. There's more to come. You can see all the social media channels on the bottom there. Don't forget to go check those out. We put up a little clip, I suppose you could call it, or the little sequence of Jules' escape last week, which got a lot of attention on social media, so thank you to everybody who interacted with that. Amazing stuff. So yeah, if you want to catch out or check out all of those small little snippets that come through, I know Samar's also been busy on social media doing some Carsis clips and little snippets as well, so be sure to follow his channels. Speaking of following, the Discord server is live, is active. There's all sorts of crazy stuff going on there. There's a lot of crazy Campaign 2 theories. So if you want to check them out, please come and join us on the Discord server. The link will pop up in the chat throughout the night. So if you haven't got it already, please do wait for that. Click on it. Get yourself registered. Get yourself following. Signed in, whatever you want to call it. Of course, you can go to the Twitch About Us page as well, and that will give you the Discord links there also. The final thing, of course, is then podcast. Podcast and YouTube. You can catch all our past episodes on YouTube, and this episode will go out on Friday as well. And of course, you don't want to or can't view the video at any point, you can go check us out on any of your podcast platforms of choice, or most of the podcast platforms of choice, I will say. So yes, you can go listen to all the past episodes. I am almost finished with Campaign 1 now. I am at Esamir currently, and that whole arc, finding the throne and then starting to build up those armies. It's a lot of fun. I forgot how much fun it was, and it's really good to go and listen to it all again and just get that little bit of Ander, Kirik and Dargon in my life again. So yes, go check them out. And I think that's it. I don't think there's anything else for me to say. Only, I suppose, a few teasers that, yes, of course, I've teased about the giveaways, but we do have some guest stars coming up, or at least one guest star confirmed now, coming up in the next few weeks and months. So look forward to that, because that will bring a new dynamic to the team as well. And that's me. So without further ado, there will most definitely be adult language and certainly adult humour. Buckle up, let's roll. Hello, folks. How are we doing?
Wonderful.
Wonderful.
Ready to go. Wonderful.
Ready to go.
I've got
I should
an
hope
actual
so.
sarcastic voice, so I was actually being sincere then. It didn't sound
Yeah,
like
no. I know when you're being sincere, mate. Don't worry. Cool. Well, let's run. As I say, I know we're a man down. So Karsis Samau is unfortunately working tonight. He's very, very busy, but it's good stuff. If anybody's in that area, go check him out where he is and all the good stuff he's doing. Look out for all that stuff. I'm sure it'll be on his social media channels. So yes, as I said last week, Samau's on a world tour. Go give him a hug. But yes, without that, let's run down the lineup. So I'm Matt. I am the Dungeon Master, Cog, and probably Karsis for the evening. So I apologise in advance for not being as good as Samau.
I'm Dave. I play Jewel of Shadows, the Tabaxi rogue.
You almost said monk then, didn't you?
No, I don't know what else I was going to say then. But
Fighter Warlock is what he was going to say.
Oh, man.
And I am Danny, and I play the ever-charismatic Lex Ordo, the Tabaxi. He's fucking not. He's a UNT sorcerer. And I am bringing all of one intelligence to the party tonight. So, buckle up.
So good. So last week was a lot of fun. Of course, we had our encounter with the doppelgangers, which are the creatures we fought around this dark orrery, having seen this mysterious, dark-cloaked individual just say, interesting, before disappearing. A lot happened in this room during that fight. I think Jewel managed to go all the way around the room at least twice before finally attacking someone, and also damaging herself in the process by touching a spellbook, or was it a spellbook? No, they picked up a spellbook. Whatever book was on the table looked like some form of journal. Having defeated the creatures, you found a third strange creature trapped inside a cage, which Karsis themselves quickly identified as a Nothic or a Nothic, depending on where you're from and how you pronounce that, which is a creature that is twisted, usually some form of Alchemist that has been twisted by dark powers. You investigated a little bit more around the desk area and found a spellbook, a couple of scrolls, and these journal entries which talked about a character called M and different things that had been happening in this particular room. And it was at that point that Jewel decided to go and speak to the senior Alchemist. Lex and Karsis had a very interesting heart-to-heart. Which I encourage you to all go check that out if you've not seen it already. That might be our next clip. I think we do, actually, even though it was about 20 minutes long. So maybe we won't do the full thing. But yes, a lot of fun, a lot of information came out there. Jewel, however, having reached the Arcane Lyceum, or the Helenthor Lyceum, went inside, was escorted upstairs by our Minotaur friend, only to then find in the Arcanist's office a dead body of the Arcanist, slipping in her blood, and then turning to see guards, the phalanx within the city of Thalissa, telling Jewel to get down on her knees as she was under arrest for the murder of the Arcanist. Jewel was led out. No sign of the Minotaur, no sign of the receptionist. Jewel was led outside, down from the Helenthor Lyceum and through the alleys. Looks like she was being led at least off towards the magistrate's district of sorts. But in that moment, Jewel decided to make her escape. So jumped through her manacles, bringing them to the front, and misty stepping the fuck out of there, landing on a rooftop, picking the locks of the manacles, and heading back towards the temple where her two allies were. You began to climb the side of the Acropolis, rather than going up the stairs. Jumped off a rooftop, began to climb up the side. All the while, Lex and Karsis investigating this room and finding more. Now, this is where we begin. is having found those items from last week,
Oh, boy.
Lex and Karsis. You have decisions to make around what you're going to do. You know only the fact that Cog has come fluttering back in, rather panicked. I think we covered that list last week. If not,
Yep.
Cog comes battering through, panicked and just fluttering around you. And you now understand through that mental link with Cog what has happened and what is going on. I can't remember whether you relayed that to Karsis or not, but we say
No,
you
I
have.
believe you said Cog shows you what happened, and then that's where we'll leave it for this week. 'Cause you're a
You
bastard.
see, I knew. There we go. So, as Cog relays all of this information to you in a very quick succession, it is almost too much for your brain to handle. But you managed to get the essence of what's going on. What would you like to do?
As he's telling me that, like you said, it's hard to process. So I'll be like, slow down, start from the beginning. Show me again, slow.
And a steady stream of information comes through now. You see from Cog's point of view on Jules' shoulder, walking into this dark office and not seeing a lot around, and just Cog's rather jerky movements looking around the room, and then there is a slight shake as Jules slips, and Cog's eyes sort of come back over from where it was looking behind Jules, and looks down and sees the blood, and then with Jules sees this body. And then at the moment the guards come in, you see the guards as Cog, and then Cog flies, smashes through a window, and then begins to flutter around over the city now towards the temple. And you see Cog just sort of through the door. Somehow Cog manages to actually unlock the door themselves, get in, and then flutter around and all the way down the corridor to where you guys are now.
Why do you stay with them? Make sure they were safe.
The impression you now get from Cog is that Cog's directive is to stay with you. Capture would have hindered that.
Okay, you make a good point. It didn't seem like you were followed, so this will be safe for now. I'll relay it all to Karsis. Obviously, I'll save you some RP if you want. We can pretend that just happened.
I did. Entirely up to you. So you can relate to Karsis. I think Karsis will probably just sit there and go, well, shit.
I mean, we've seen how good Jewel is. I think if they can escape and they make it back here, unseen or unchased, then we could hunker down here until the coast is clear, so to speak.
You're making a big assumption that she can escape there.
I mean, we don't even know where she is half the time, and she's on our side.
Aye, well, if she's in trouble, well, I'm going to fight for her.
Yeah, if the time comes, we will defend her, but isn't our biggest concern right now maybe what to do about that machine?
Well, I suppose so. Any ideas?
Well, I'm thinking if it's not functional right now, or it's not turned on, so to speak, maybe I could dismantle it, so at least stop it working, or at least hinder somebody from using it again, until we figure out more.
Okay. How do
I don't think
you plan on doing that?
I think if me and Cog took a look, we could maybe find its weakness. I pride myself on being able to take things apart, so I hope I should be able to figure this out. I don't think I could destroy it. I don't think I'm powerful enough to do that, but I could maybe dismantle it. So what I would like to do is check whether it's. I don't mean like is it plugged in, but is it on? Whether mechanically is it on or magically is it on?
Okay, make me either an Arcana check or an investigation check, please.
Come on, don't be shit. 9, not the best.
As you study this, that was an Arcana check, right?
Yep.
As you sort of walk around this dark orrery and study it, there is a subtle purplish glow from within, or you think within. You sort of crawl around under the arms, and you see in the centre where there's the main structure, if you like, and there's me popping over my head just to see how it's designed. In the main structure, and there are these big gemstones that are glowing purple within it. That is about all you can gather with a 9 Arcana check. They are magical. That is it.
I don't think it's a sort of mechanical device that I could dismantle. I think we do need to figure out a way to magically break it, stop it from working. I don't know. I don't think we need to destroy it necessarily, but just stop it working for now to buy us time. I'll be honest, this is a bit beyond me, but I feel like those glowing gems are maybe the best way to go. What do you think?
Well, you're the mechanical genius. How do you suggest we go about breaking or shutting these off?
I'm just thinking the old-fashioned way, just hit them with something and hope they smash.
Okay. Karsis is just going to then stand there and launches a firebolt towards one of these purple gems. Who wants to roll for Karsis to hit?
Oh.
I've loaded up a sheet just in case. Firebolt plus
There you go.
6. What have I got as a plus 6? Nothing, because I'm level 3. I'm level 4 now.
You are
Actually,
level 4
sorry.
now.
That is a 17 to hit.
Ooh.
17 to hit.
Not
Actually,
bad,
that poses a
not
point.
bad.
Did we all do our hit points last week?
I believe
Yes, because
so.
I rolled maximum.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good.
We
Just
should
checking.
be all up to date, hopefully.
Yep, I'm 31.
Good.
31.
So, a 17 is going to hit one of these purple gems. Roll damage, please.
Oh, a D10. Not bad. A 7.
Ooh.
7. As Karsis just reaches forward, and this bolt of fire just shoots. In fact, he's got the sword in his hand, we'll say, out along the sword blade and into where these gemstones are. Hits sort of the central one that you can see, and there is this flare of energy just. And the orrery begins to turn.
Oh, shit.
You see 2 orbs either side just begin to flare. And this dark, shadowy energy just begin to form around the base of the orrery.
Oh, gears, I think we made it worse. I think we've just turned it on.
Aye, that doesn't look good.
I have no idea what to do. You're a learned man. Do you have any suggestions?
Maybe
As
an
you can see a
Arcana
little
check
bit of panic
for-
come over his face.
Maybe an Arcana check for Karsis, please.
That's not
Oh,
bad for
he's got plus 6 for Arcana. What a
Yeah.
beast. He's only a wizard, though, obviously. Oof. It's an 8 though, so I rolled a 2.
In
You can
true
roll next time,
Karsis
Dave, 'cause
style,
I'm shit.
Karsis, being more familiar with the fighting magics, so to speak, is just going to look at you and shrug. I don't know. Shall we,
Hit it again, harder, harder.
I could hit it again, or do you want to, not? I apologise for my Irish accent tonight, guys. I know it's shit. I'm struggling.
It's good. Better
If
than I can
magic turned it on, maybe magic can turn it off. You know those two that are glowing? Try and hit one of those.
The orbs.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Maybe if we hit it together. Oh, never mind.
Roll to hit, please, for Karsis. Firebolt again, sorry.
16.
Strikes into one of these orbs. Roll damage, please.
Oh, that's a 1 on the D10.
1 on the D10 as this bolt of fire just... And as it hits... seems to pass through the very orb and disappear.
See what? So, you know where it's spinning?
Mm-hmm.
Is that like on a gyroscope type thing?
Kind of, yeah. It's almost like these rotations that move round. So there's like a central orb in the middle that is just spinning on a dime, and then there's these multiple arms that spin around it. There is one that spins on a diagonal, and another one that spins on another tangent as well. There's probably about 6 orbs dotted around these, but only 2 are currently glowing.
The bit that, you know, the main bit it seems to be spinning around,
Yep.
I'm going to concentrate on that, form a chromatic orb, and I'm going to launch it at that point.
Okay.
I'm going to do it at 2nd level because that's the only spell slots I've got, and it's a natural 20.
Holy shit.
So, right, what's going to be the best damage? What's going to shake it? I'm going to use thunder damage.
Oh, yes.
Thunder damage or cold damage, because I could freeze the mechanism or try and shatter the mechanism. Ooh.
Structures, obviously maybe not magical, contraptions, but structures definitely take that damage.
I will go with thunder damage, and it is 8d8 coming at you.
Boy.
37 thunder damage.
And what were you aiming at? The central structure itself, or one of the gems, or
the central bit that all seems to be spinning off, to hopefully I can knock it off its tilt.
Okay. As this orb of, I'll say, silverish whitish energy just shoots out of your palm and begins to head towards this mechanical structure, more of this shadow-like mist, if you like, is beginning to flow around the room now, and you see it begin to form into 2 very defined streams that lead towards the doors at either side of this room. And then your chromatic orb hits.
Nice.
And the central spindle holding that main central orb shatters. The 3 arcane gems are exposed and fade. That shadowy mist just begins to dissipate. And where this central spindle is just sort of shattered, that central orb just falls down and shatters into glass across the floor.
Happy days.
Do you know what? I was worried that was not going to work, but that was...
Yeah, I've kind of just sat here,
I'm buzzing for that.
still, because I'm just like, that worked.
It worked! And I would go,
I mean, we know why.
Holy
It was
gears,
the door,
I did not
so-
expect that to work. I think we've done it.
Maybe try that first next time.
Well, trial and error with these things. You should know that. But yeah, I'm glad there was less errors. Third time's the charm, as they say.
Hey. Lex, it's at this moment in your mind you just hear this ding ling 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 ling, the sound of a tiny bell going off.
Shit.
As your alarm spell kicks in.
Oh, God, Gears, we have company. The alarm's gone off. Somebody's come in. It's not Jewel. Do we have the strength to fight them, or shall we hide?
Do you have any idea how many?
That's a good question. No. No, I just know that somebody's here.
Well, perhaps best we hide then.
For sure. Cog, in the coat.
So where are we going? You have that door, main big door that led out into the central corridor. Or you have these two doors either side of the room.
Well, given that's where the energy just winged to, not sure I want to find that doors.
Oh.
Try that again, Danny.
I was going to say there was a little bit of internet laggage there.
Okay. Am I back? Am I still moving in slow motion? What's happening?
Yeah, no, you're all good. You're all good. There's no short, sharp, tricky movements anymore.
Given that the beams of energy that were coming from the machine were heading towards those doors, I'm not sure I want to go in the same direction as them. So I was thinking then, oh,
You have only
I
got
don't know,
that and the double doors, so you may have
and
to
the room
find out.
with that thing that we don't, and the room with the Sphinx in it.
You might have to go for those doors that you don't want to go through.
Yeah, all right. We'll be closest to the one on the right-hand side, being at the table. So I suggest we go through this door, although it's probably the lesser of two evils at this point.
Very well. Karsus is going to rush towards that door from where he is and is just going to plant a foot against it and try and kick it open. So can somebody make me a strength check for Karsus, please?
Happily. My strength's not as much as I thought it was going to be. But it's still an 18, no? 19 for Karsus.
An 18. The
19,
wizard
actually, +1, sorry.
puts his foot against this stone door and it
Helps
just
is like 7'2".
and it opens, pushes it open. Well, come on then, quickly.
Sorry.
Very good. As the two of you head into this side corridor then. Jewel,
Yeah.
you are climbing up the side of the Acropolis, and you're doing so in as stealthy a manner as possible. Your stealth check last week was phenomenal. We're going to keep with that. At some point, your hand goes to grab what looks like the next handhold and just passes through. I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw, please.
Fantastic. What dice? I think I'm going to go with that one. And Dex saving throw. Terrible, 9.
9. You slip.
Yep.
Make me an athletics check, please.
14.
14. You slip and you do fall about 10 feet before you catch yourself.
Yeah.
You were going to take 1 point of damage as you catch yourself and you'll feel your muscles in your arm just sort of stretch and some of those ligaments begin to almost tear with the impact. But you catch yourself and begin to climb again. You reach that point where your hand almost passed through the wall itself. What do you want to do?
it was an actual part of the wall.
Yep.
Well, as long as I'm sturdy enough around it, then yeah, I'd want to. I want to like. I want to feel around. Is this now some sort of weird illusion? Can I feel like a tunnel, a pipe, or something? Can I feel that it's got sort of a crevice there?
Make me an investigation check, please.
Awesome. That dice has been pretty shoddy for me. I've only rolled twice. Investigation.
Mm-hmm.
Natural 20. Thank you very much.
So you begin to sort of, you feel around and you can actually feel the lip of where this almost perfect cylindrical hole begins to form, and you shuffle up around it, and eventually you find a tunnel of sorts that is masked by this illusion that, even though you've touched it and discovered it, remains.
So I would like to sort of, yeah, if I've got my claws inside, and then just try and whip myself in, so my back's suddenly against the curved wall, and then I would look straight down whatever path this thing is.
Okay. As you flip yourself into this hole then and slink into the shadows of sorts, you see a long, perfectly cylindrical tunnel ahead of you. And in the ceiling there is this single gemstone that is actually splaying out this light.
Okay. Magical means of lighting down here as well.
Well, it's you notice this light is sort of projecting out to where the hole is.
Oh, cool. Arcane projector, like it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not what Jill said, because she doesn't like these things.
Probably spat at it.
Yeah. Just, okay. Right. I mean, proper stealthy light. But I'm heading down here. It seems like it's going to be better heading down here than trying to get up any further.
Okay. So you head down this long tunnel, which literally just heads straight and straight and straight and straight, probably for about 100 feet.
Nothing.
Up until the point you reach a ladder. There is nothing else in this tunnel.
Ladder
it
up
is
or down?
Bare. Up.
Would I consider myself from the way that I came in? So I would have needed to have gone higher to reach the door. That door would have gone down 15, 20 feet into whatever corridor we went into. So I consider myself to still be below...
Yes.
Below that lot? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool. I will look up the ladder. Assuming there's no like light beaming down from it, and this is not really obvious. So yeah, try and look up.
What you see at the top of this ladder is a hatch, a wooden hatch, built into the stone around it.
Cool, I'm going to go up, climb up the ladder. I will check the ladder for any sort of cuts. Are there any false rungs? As I do, and I want to get my ear up to that trapdoor.
Okay, make me an investigation check on the ladder then, as you're going.
18.
Thank you for the subscription. That is amazing. Thank you. 18. As you climb up, the ladder itself is untouched, pristine almost.
Cool.
And you get your ear up to the trapdoor, or trapdoor. It's basically what it is. Or the hatch. Can't call it a trapdoor. It's a hatch.
Yeah, I said trapdoor is the only thing I can think of. So, can I hear anything?
Make me a perception check, please.
Sweet. That's all the checks tonight. 12.
You put your feline ear up to the hatch and listen. The only thing you can hear is the sound of the air and the wind around you.
Is the hatch locked in any way? Can I see a obvious padlock on my side?
You do. I'm not going to ask you to investigate that at all. With your investigation check previously, as you're climbing up, you do see a distinct padlock.
Cool.
A distinct locking mechanism, not a padlock.
Right. I'll try and pick it then. So on the ladder, using presumably this is in some sort of like thin tunnel, so I can sort of rest against one side, or are we talking this is open cavern? Yeah.
This is the very top of the actual cylindrical tunnel, if you like. This is the only bit you've seen that is almost perfectly flat. The rest of it was this perfect spherical shape. Circular shape.
Okay, so I mean, using both feet, tail, try and latch myself onto the ladder. Then both hands are free to then try and pick this lock.
Okay, make me a dexterity check with your proficiency bonus, please, for thieves' tools.
Dex and proficiency, so it's +5. Absolute balls. 7.
7. So the first of your lockpicks that you get in there just fuck snaps.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just double checking how many thieves tools I actually have. Cool.
I think I made a ruling for this in campaign 1 because it just says thieves tools. It doesn't actually say how many lockpicks you got. So I said you probably got about 5 as standard.
Sweet, I'll make a note. So that's 1 down. I'll say there's 4. Awesome. One go. Well, another go. Presume it's going to be harder this time, but we shall try. Okay, better. 16.
16. Enough. This time, as you just and you can feel each tap just unlocking the next in the chain to get this pattern you need for the lock to then swivel, and you can feel the latch or the hatch itself just open slightly and wood pull down.
That's it, Jewel. Remember, calm. It's been a night. Right. Let's go. Right, we'll open the latch. Depending on which way it goes, does it open up?
Pulls down.
Pulls down. Cool.
So you can now crawl up.
Should crawl up. See what I see.
Excellent. You find yourself in a room which is about 25 by 20 feet in total. This room itself is totally empty, apart from a few rocks, but you do see that it opens out into a corridor towards your south, if you like. It is on the map, if you would like to go and view that. And you would also notice...
Let's need to zoom right out.
You would notice there is a statue in this room of a sphinx.
Nice. Do not see anything.
Love a good sphinx.
I don't see anything.
Say again, sorry? No, you don't, because I've hidden your token like a moron.
Oh.
There you go.
Ah. Now I see.
Now I see.
Now I see. Cool. Right. Show the peeps.
Indeed.
I have.
You are in this dark, dark room.
Nice. Okie dokie.
But with your dark vision, you do see this statue of the Sphinx just here.
Yeah.
You've got this 20 by 25 foot room.
Yeah.
Corridor below, which looks like it goes both left and right. And from your vantage point, no, you won't be able to see the door just yet.
No, but what I can see potentially is the fact that this is very broadly similar to the way that the other rooms and corridors looked.
Mm-hmm.
This has a resemblance.
Very much so.
Okay. I was hoping it would lead here. Right. Hopefully they're still here. I will walk around, walk up to the Sphinx's statue, and then hopefully we'll see the door.
Okay, yeah, as you move down to where the Sphinx's statue is, you do see that familiar iron black marble-like door here.
So yeah, I will run up to that one, but I will stop and I will again check, can I hear anything the other side of the door?
Make me a perception check, please.
Perception 15.
15. As you place your ear up to the door, you hear the footsteps. Sounds like there's maybe 3 or 4 sets of footsteps just trudging in the corridor beyond. And then you hear the voices.
Our contact said they are down here. Search every room. Do not stop until they are found. This crime will not go unpunished by the most severe means. Do not tarry. Go, now, every room.
And that's when you hear doors begin to open, the sound of keys jangling when I actually click the right button and not my right stick. Your right mouse button, at least. What would you like to do?
Jewel would be at the door and would just mouth the word Malt. It's like, they've already got here. Did any of those voices sound familiar? Either people they have met in the past or any of the group that was with her.
So they didn't sound like any of the group that were with you. I would say
right.
no, none of the voices sound familiar, actually.
Fine, yeah. I was going to say there's a few of the people that she was thinking of then. In her panic and run on the way over, it is already no one exterior can be trusted. She is worried. Were any of those voices familiar to any of those of the magistrate's guards that she may or may not have heard, or even the magistrate?
No.
Okay, yeah. Right.
Those footsteps trudging around, getting ever closer.
Okay, she darts back to the trapdoor and will attempt to get in it and lock it as fast as she can without making much noise.
Make me a perception check, please.
Yeah.
Or in fact, I will allow you to use your eye for detail trait, any of the above.
Any of those, yeah.
Any of the words in English.
So, here we go. Let's have a look. Yeah, magic. Right, here we go. So, we are looking at I'll say it's not great. Perception or investigation. So, this would be... They are both the same, of course they are. So it's a 14.
14. As you move to this trap door, something catches your eye to the right, and you can see part of the wall looks slightly off in this... No, wrong map. Clicking on the fucking Twitch stream like a moron. In this area, just here.
Does it have a similar, I don't know how you would say, connection in dual mind to what was covering what she found, this big hole?
Doesn't seem like another illusion, no. The wall itself seems very solid.
Okay, very quickly want to go up against that and see whether it pushes, maybe pushes it sideways. Just, there seems something about this bit. There's a pillar that I don't understand why it would be there structurally. So, yeah, he's now going to start checking that wall. So let's move her up to it.
Mm-hmm. Make me an investigation check very quickly, please.
Let's go. Balls 9.
9. Solid wall, solid wall.
Right, he's just going to dart down under, underneath the trapdoor. He's going to close it and hook the lock back over so it can't be opened. And then he's just going to hide there. It's going to.
Okay.
She wants to hear when someone comes into this room and searches, and knows that they will also probably find this. But she still wants to be there to hear it.
Very good.
She's just going to wait.
Okay. While that is all happening then, Lex and Karsis, you have both ducked into this side room, which itself is about 15 by, what's that? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 15 by 40 room. 40 foot, I should say. With a small little 5-foot corridor there. In the centre, you can't see it very well on this map because it is dark. You are now stood either side of a jet black monolith or obelisk. And within that obelisk are blue and purple veins that are beginning to fade. Almost as if they were glowing brightly, and that glow is beginning to fade.
I think this is one of the conduits for the machine. This is what it was trying to connect to. I know we haven't got time now, but we probably need to destroy these two. But let's get out of here alive first.
I don't see a way out.
I fear we may have to fight our way out of this.
Make me 2 perception checks, please. 1 for Lex, 1 for Karsis. I will allow you to make 1 for Cog as well, if you wish. So, Dave, make Karsis' roll for me while Danny sorts out Lex and Cog.
He's got -3 for perception, Dave, so have fun with that.
I've just seen. I'll tell you what, Karsis deserves the purple dice. Okay, 7.
Cog's perception, straight roll for Cog. So I got a 19. Cog got a 13.
Okay. Karsis and Cog just sort of look around. Karsis specifically just shrugs, and you can see they begin to heft the sword now and sort of look at, make sure it's sharp. Cog sort of flutters around and lands on your shoulder, and just that eye peers at you while you look around the room. And with your dark vision, you notice 2 patches of wall that are slightly off. One to the north of the room up here, and one to the south of the room down here.
The room is lit, is it? Or is it a dark room as well?
No. This is all your dark vision coming into play.
Okay. The wall seems off. There's a patch here and a patch here. It's not like the rest. Maybe it's like a secret entrance or something, or like a secret tunnel. You investigate the one at the bottom. I'll investigate the one at the top.
Oh, okay. Karsis heads down to the southern wall. Lex, as you go up to that northern wall, then please Make me an investigation check.
Come on. Natural
If you've
20.
got any feet, I was about any feats or anything like that to help you in this, it's a good time to use them. But with a natural 20, you and go.
I do have X-ray. I do have a ring of X-ray. To be fair, that I could use as well to add to it. So that allows me. I'll just see how thick it is. So it's a radius of 30 feet. Solid objects appear transparent. 1 foot of stone it can go through.
Very good. So as you sort of take that ring on your finger, which looks like a mechanical eye, and just sort of twist it, as you then do this investigation, your eyes themselves take on this bluish grey sheen. And where you're looking, you can now see that this particular patch of wall, there is a 5-foot corridor beyond this, at least. And then with the natural 20 investigation check as well, you find the mechanism. So being able to see through this structure, you find the mechanism. There is a small patch within the marble where you just place 2 fingers and push. The wall slides into itself, if you like. And there is now an opening. Carsis is just going to turn and look.
5 foot, so there's only room for one of us then. So Carsis will have to get
Well,
this one. Okay.
Well. When this happens, not only does this patch of wall open, but another patch of wall as you open up a 5-foot corridor that leads into another room.
Oh.
So
Carsis, follow me.
Do some trimmage. And we'll say you open, like Carsis is hearing this stone just sort of north then, and runs up to where you are. And you both enter this squarish room, but then there is a corridor which leads off to the left.
Ooh.
The corridor that leads off here.
More importantly, as we've gone through, has it shut behind us?
No.
I'll try and shut it behind us.
Okay, as you sort of look towards it, knowing how this now works, you do manage to sort of activate a little mechanism and
unless the people that have entered are in the know, I think we'll be safe in here.
Apparently I can't count to 60, so there you go. That's as far as you can see down this corridor. Jewel.
Yes.
You wait underneath this hatch for 1 minute, 2 minutes, until you hear this heavy footfall, the sound of stone on stone, which you guess is the door opening, and then 2 pairs of feet marching around this room now and looking.
It's a strange looking statue. Nonetheless, this room is empty. No, you fool. Look, hatch. Maybe ran down here.
And you then feel the hatch just sort of shake.
Balls. Is locked. Have key? No. Did not know hatch was here. Damn it. Well, if it's locked, I guess they are still here. Place something on hatch, just in case.
Well played.
And you feel something just laid, sort of. Oh, there you go.
Hey.
On top of the hatch.
Oh dear me.
And then you hear these footfalls exit out, and the door What would you like to do in this moment?
Panic.
No, it's thinking about. Okay. It's thinking that. Right. Only other thing that I saw in there was either the statue and possibly something in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be... and is the only thing sort of holding that up right now is the latch, the lock,
Yeah.
so to speak. Yeah? Sweet. Cool. Right, I've got a bit of rope in my bag, so I'm going to grab that, and I'm going to attach it to the lock, and then climb down the ladder, get out of the way, and pull.
Okay. You pull. The latch comes off, and this small vase that you didn't realise was in the room now just falls and shatters against the floor.
I'll wait to hear.
There is the sound of...
I heard something. Quick, back. It was nothing. I hear nothing. What do you want about? I hear nothing. You a fool. You go alone. I'm going to check next room. Shut the door.
You hear the slow footfalls of somebody approaching. The sound of a blade drawn. And then somebody, a face, a muscular, humanoid face peers over and looks down. Where are you in this moment?
So I'm not underneath the ladder by any means. If I know where the ladder is, I want to be the other side. So does the tunnel go past these ladders?
The tunnel ends at the ladder. The ladder is basically against the wall almost, if you like.
But it is dark down there.
It is dark.
Okay, I don't want to be directly underneath it because I thought that something was going to land on me, so I am going to be, let's say, 15 foot further down. But yeah, again, hunkered down, sort of cape over me, completely like flat as a board sort of thing. But
Okay, make me a stealth check with advantage, please, because it is dark.
Get onto mine, and we're talking stealth. 23.
So you take this moment to just pull your cloak over you, and you sort of curl up against the wall of this tunnel, and then you hear the creak of the ladder as footsteps begin to come down. While you're hidden under the cloak, it's difficult for you to see, but you can hear. And you hear footsteps that slowly sort of pad past you. This individual moves down the corridor and you feel them move past you. And then you hear the sound of this ting, ting. This individual turns. with that stealth check, you remain unnoticed
Fuck
while this
me.
individual scrabbles around in the darkness, but eventually finds that ladder again and climbs up. And you hear the footsteps go, you hear the sound of the door again, and it closes.
Jewel waits 10 seconds and then... By the way, Samal has literally just texted to say, have we died yet? And I'm like, I was about to. Okay. With that, I'd like to wait another 20-30 seconds and then we'll go back up the ladder and start investigating that wall. Like, go up there, check that there's no one in there. You know, they didn't like close the door and they were still inside. If not, like to properly check out, to get the spyglass out and actually check all of that wall. Not spyglass, I mean magnifying glass, and check.
Spyglass works as well.
It does. That's what I was thinking of.
Depends on your definition of a spyglass. Some people see it as a
spyglass is
magnifying glass,
technically more
others see it as a
binoculars, I would say,
telescope.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, so and would start looking at that wall again because it was a bit of a panic before.
Very good. So as you sort of creep up into this room, using your dark vision, you see it is empty, and you sort of peer around, and using your feline agility, you sort of come up onto all fours and just creep around, reach into your bag, take out that magnifying glass, and just slowly sidle over to the wall.
Give me advantage on it.
Should do, I believe.
Bearing in mind, however, grants advantage on an ability check made to appraise or inspect an item that is small or highly detailed. So actually, I'll let you choose on that one. May not.
Yeah, okay, you won't get advantage on that
that's
one,
fine.
but you do have your eye for detail, so...
Still cool. Yes, eye for detail, unless I'm mistaken, just doesn't give me advantage on it. So it just allows me to use it as a bonus action.
Okay, fair enough. In which case, don't worry about that.
But quite happy with that. Investigation 23.
23. You begin to feel along this wall again, and that's when your fingers lightly brush over it, and you can feel what feels like text. And now you look closer. You look, and you can see the words written in Feline, but it is a form of common, at least.
Yeah.
And you begin to read. Fate is not always chosen for us.
But there's no door handle, no nothing like that.
No door handle, no nothing.
Oh, what is this? Some sort of riddle? She says very quietly, and or her in her head.
Probably both.
So yeah, a little bit. What does it mean? Luck? Skill? Does not mean destiny? Damn it.
And while Jewel thinks about that, Lex and Karsis, what are you doing?
Staying very quiet.
Make me
I'll have a
perception
little-
checks then, please.
Yeah. There's nothing going on in this room, is there? Not that I can see so far. without
Would you
moving.
like to venture further forward, see what else is down the corridor?
I'll poke my head around the corner here. Well, no, this is as far as I
Okay,
can see
that
by
is
poking my head
as
round the
far
corner,
as you
isn't
can
it?
see with your dark vision, yeah.
And then I'll do a perception check, like you said. Well, it's not going to tell me much. Did you hear me?
No, sorry.
A 9, I said, isn't going to tell me much.
A 9. All I heard was, yeah, it is not going to hurt. Not going to tell me much. With a 9, you listen, and just the sound of the air within these dark, cold corridors. Somebody make me a perception check for Karsis, please.
I will. Excuse me.
You are
Perception
excused.
check. Or Karsis. Oh, good lord. 4.
The two of you sit here in silence and hear absolutely nothing. Karsis themselves getting quite tense, you can see. The sword is gripped tightly in one hand. Karsis is ready for a fight, should there be one.
Do you think we should go down this corridor? Just in case it's a
I
way
don't
out.
think we've got very many other directions to go. Unless you want to go back to the monolith.
100% no.
Well, on your lead then.
Just let me prepare for the worst first, and then I'll just concentrate for a minute, and I will murmur a language that me and Cog know, but Karsis won't. To use my 3 sorcery points to get some spell slots back, please, just in case.
Nice.
I've got 3, so if I do 1 second level and then 1 first level.
Absolutely, that'll work.
And I will head down the corridor and see what's cracking.
Okay. I can't remember if... In fact, I'm pretty convinced Karsis did this last time. It lasts for 8 hours, so Karsis is still covered in that slight shimmer of mage armour currently.
Shimmer.
Like a Greek god covered in baby oil.
So as you both venture down this corridor side by side, with Cog just sort of fluttering between the two of you, you get to this point, and you see the end of the corridor. But not only do you see the end of the corridor, you see a spiral staircase leading upwards. That came out as a spiral.
I thought you were going to say spider, but I'm bursting. Mind you, Lex ain't bothered.
Yeah, he's fine.
He used to eat little spiders as a kid. He's not bothered.
It's just Danny that's bothered.
It's just Danny that's bothered. I'm going to have to write in my law document that that Lex enjoys eating spiders now. I've got to stop just saying shit on the fly, now. That's how I build a backstory, I just add random shit in as I go, because it makes sense.
It's the best way.
Your 5 wives were, I think, possibly the best, in the last campaign.
That was pretty good. And continuing then in developing that story, yes.
Yeah.
For anybody that's not watched the whole of campaign 1 yet, spoilers.
So, does the spiral stairs go down or up?
Upwards is what I said. It leads up.
Right.
You're lagging a bit again, Danny.
Cock and balls. How about now?
Just about there, I think.
I would like, if I'm in slow motion, to send Cog up the staircase to do reconnaissance to see if there's anybody at the top.
Okay. You send Cog. Cog themselves then up this staircase and eventually reaches a wooden iron-bound door.
Okay. So, assuming Cog had come back to relay the information, there just seems to be a door at the top. Maybe it might lead into the temple. It seems barred though, so we might have to break through it. I don't know how much noise that's gonna make, but it could be our only escape. What do you think we should do?
Well, there's the small matter of Jewel and where she is. But I'm all for avoiding capture.
Yeah, we can't help her if we're dead. I mean, I can only assume she tried to get back here to us, but she might have seen the guards and might be waiting for us on the outside. So maybe we should try and get to the outside too.
Aye. Let's not get caught.
I don't really believe in luck, but I think we could use some now. And I'll start to go up the spiral staircase.
Karsus will take one last look around before they then step up the spiral staircase, swords drawn. So as you both step up the spiral staircase, that you hear it faintly, but you hear it. Jewel, you would hear it all too clearly. This blood-curdling scream sounds like a humanoid male in pain. Great pain. Jewel, it sounds like it is coming from the other side of this very wall you are trying to investigate, or at least in whatever room may be beyond this, or on the other side. You hear this scrabbling sound, this squeaking sound, and something very different that you can't quite put your finger on and put your ear on even. What would you like to do?
The other side of this wall?
Not quite the other side of the wall, but you get the impression now that there is a room somewhere beyond this. And there is screams coming from it.
Having thought about the fate is not chosen for us or something, she does think about the Sphinx. She thinks it might have something connection to there. But not being able to see that she can push, lift, slide this wall in any way, wants to go to the statue and see if that will twist. She still wants to try and get this wall open.
As you approach the statue, then make me an investigation check.
Okay. $21.
On the bottom of this statue, it reads, "Sometimes destiny is red for us." And as you then go to the statue and try to see if it twists, you do manage to figure out that this Sphinx statue will turn towards the wall itself.
Cool. She will do that.
Make me a strength check, please.
Oh, yeah. It's going to go well.
If that statue says twice round and round again, I'm going to kick it off.
Well, I rolled a 19 plus Malt. 19.
Somehow you just managed to... And as the statue of the Sphinx, where it had been facing the other door, basically, now turns almost in a two-thirds manner, if you like, and now points towards that wall. The eyes of the Sphinx light up, and what was once stone wall becomes nothing. A 5-foot corridor that leads beyond into a room where you now hear the furious sounds of battle, squeaks, and this strange sound that, as I said, you can't put your finger on. There's 4 individuals now. What is that? Fucking kill it! Kill it! Ah!
Oh, shit.
What do you want to do?
Has the wall disappearing meant that light's coming through in any way?
It's still dark in here.
Okay, I want to go up to the wall, see if there's anything. See if I can see through. I'm just trying to see if there's anything.
Okay, let's populate some tokens, shall we?
Shite. Yes, the first thing I do when I roll initiative is run. But
Find out what the way is.
say again, Danny.
You just need to find out what order you run away.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, as you peek your head round into this room then, you see 2 guards who are engaged in combat with this strange rat with its brain exposed that glows this bright blue and this dismembered head which rolls around on the floor and is scrabbling and biting at these fighters. As you watch this, the rat itself launches up and bites into one of these fighters' necks and just cleaves it out as that fighter dies. Beyond it, you see another fighter, another guard here, engaged in combat with 2 of these strange rat beings. You do see a corridor further to the north. In fact, I'm going to move your token for you so you're there. You're no longer hidden. So I'll do that for you. And you can see that this corridor seems to expand out into there. In fact, you could probably just about see there's another corridor there as well. What do you want to do?
Seems so stupid to run that way. But Dave wants to run that way.
This battle continues to go on, and again you can hear swipes of swords and this strange sort of squelching, sucking sound and these rats squeaking and scrabbling as the fighter that stood here takes its blade and just skewers through the brain of one of the rats, and that rat is going to die. This strange head then sort of floats up and latches on to the face, just like biting into the face of it.
Okay, while
What do you want to do in that moment?
while it's distracted then, I am trying to get in. I am trying to get this direction because I'm trying to get into that room, thinking that's where they are. So I am going to leg it. 5,
are you doing
10,
so stealthy?
15, 20. Yes, I'm doing it stealthy. Yes, that will mean disadvantage if I move at my normal speed. Is that right? Do I essentially get 15 feet if I move stealthily? Is that what it is?
Don't think so. Let me just read up. Where's the stealth lawyer? The rules lawyer when I need them.
Only because I'm thinking that I also have my feline agility, so the quicker I go, the more stealthy I would probably be at this point.
Stealth and hiding. Ba-ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. Let's do stealth. Oh, can't type.
Let's see. Oh, we've got the travel pace rates.
Thank you, Azrael. I've just found the exact same page. So 20 feet per round. So yeah, I'll say for you, it's pretty much half speed, but you have your feline agility. So
okay. So with that, are we going to say that I can move? Yeah. So if I use that to double it, I can move 40 stealthily.
Yep. Yep.
Cool. So I'm going to click that one off. Can't use that one again for a while. So first of all, we'll move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I'll stop there so that I can make a stealth roll for this, if that's alright.
Yep, make me a stealth roll.
Stealth roll, absolute balls. Oh my god. No, there's 11. That's absolute shite.
Well, the highest I rolled there was a 4, because those creatures were distracted.
Jesus Christ, I was lucky. Right, so that
was a disadvantage.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 25, 30. New room. What can I see?
Yes. So, you look to your right and you can see another head. And this rat with its exposed brain, just both of them chomping into this fighter. And this looks like this fighter has died a few minutes ago and it's just being shredded now and bitten into. These creatures are paying no attention to you right now. So you see that. You can see where the corridor potentially comes back around to where the other fighters, the other guards are currently fighting. And you see an open room. But given the fact that you have already passed through one area, you also see another patch of wall which is slightly different to the other.
Okay. Yeah, so having looked for that straight towards there, so that would be my 30, 35, 40 movement.
I've just revealed that, but it's fine. I think we can kind of figure out where this is going anyway, because I've just had a total brain fart there. But yes, that would be your 40 feet of movement, stealthy movement.
Okay.
Yeah, none of the creatures are seeing you. That was a fucking bag of wank rolls there.
I mean, if I may be so bold, if we're using sort of action economy, can I bonus action dash for another 20 feet of movement?
Well, bearing in mind that wall is solid currently.
Yes, very good point. So it'll now be my action, or whatever it would be. Right, yeah. Can I just try and push it open?
Make me a strength check, please.
Cool. That's a natural 1.
Natural 1, so you just there like stealthily just sort of try and push. Nothing happens.
It'll have to be an investigation check when I'm allowed.
Make your investigation check as the creatures still don't see you. They're still distracted. Rolled a 4 and a 6.
Investigation check. 17.
17. It's in this moment where you sort of look and you can see the two creatures in the corner of the room are just still chomping down and biting and eating away at this guard. You hear another scream. Ah! And then you find this little button almost, or this brick that moves slightly, and you push it in, and it's in that moment where the creature, or the rat, I'm going to say, just sort of looks up.
Obviously, peg it straight in.
Okay, so you peg it into there.
Yeah.
And the rat then, choosing between the sound and the meal, is going to choose the meal. You find yourself in a room. I'm going to put this out there. This whole sequence would have been very different had you not shut the door in that room.
Yeah.
Because you'd have had to fight those creatures.
Yeah.
Well,
Thank you for
Dave.
that DM hint during that combat last week or whenever it was. Week before, I think.
So there you go. So you enter into another room, and it is, again, 15 by about 35, 40 feet. And in it, the only outstanding feature is this obelisk, this monolith. Black rock and blue and purple veins within it. There is no glow to this at all. It is just solid black rock. I will say, with your eyes and your penchant for detail, you notice that the platform it stands on is circular, and there are 12 notches around the outside.
12 notches.
12 notches around this circular plinth that it stands on.
Not really the time to be checking for shit. I think it's just going to have to be... Oh yeah, okay, quick investigation check. So, this is going to be a bonus action.
What are you looking for?
What am I looking for, indeed? I'm looking for what are the segments. Are there names in these segments of these 12? Does it simply...
Right, okay, so you're actually trying to investigate these notches, yeah.
The floor, don't care about the obelisk. What do these all mean?
Okay. Make me an investigation check very quickly then, please. You dash into this room.
Yeah, beauty.
Get in there.
24.
24 is quite an apt number. As carved into these notches, you feel and you can see with your dark vision the Thalisan numerals for the numbers 1 to 12. 12 is the furthest away to your left, 6 to your right, 3 the furthest away ahead of you, and 9 closest to you. And that was the quickest bit of logic I've ever done in my life to figure out where the fuck they were all situated.
Okay, and so that's as much as... Okay, so yeah,
As much as you can see from that.
I'm not seeing that anything is more indented, anything's like highlighted, nothing. They are all identical. Right, yeah.
All identical, apart from the difference in the numbers.
Cool. Right, so then looking up and finding a way out of this fucking room, what do I then see?
Okay, so you would see a door here on the right-hand side. Let's actually clear some fog there, because I forgot that bit's still there. Yeah, that's cool. And yeah, that's about it. Again, given what you've already seen, you would see a strange patch of wall here.
Okay. Logic here then. All of these doors have so far probably gone back to the corridor. So that's what Jules going to think, and is therefore going to say, well, this path of weird walls has, so far got her into total shit, but fuck it, why not? So yeah, is going to Going to go up to this one and see if she sees anything.
Okay, and so at that moment you sort of hear this strange... Investigate the door, please. A door, wall, thing. We all know what it is.
20.
This time, looking for it, you find that small little piece of marble brick, and the door opens up. And you see this spiral staircase as a familiar-looking tail just whips up it. Lex and Karsis, we are going to come to you after our short break.
Oh, you little bugger.
So yes, I realised what the time was there. So let's take a few minutes. That's been a lot of fun. And yeah, we will be back afterwards. So get yourselves a drink, chill out, and yeah, we'll be back in a few minutes. Hey yo.
Hello.
Ayo.
There we go. So there may be a surprise in about 10 minutes or so. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. But thank you all for being with us. Thank you all for sticking with us. I know a few people have had to drop off for work and life and stuff like that. So always acceptable. We're just glad you joined us for however long you could be with us. And thank you for the subscriptions tonight. That's been amazing. We've had people join us who have not been with us since 2021, I think. So welcome back. Hope you're enjoying Campaign 2. And if you need to go and catch up on Campaign 1, it's all there on YouTube and the podcast. So enjoy that. Anyway, getting back to Lex and Karsis. As the two of you ascend this spiral staircase, Lex leading the charge and Karsis following on behind. Jewel, as I've said, excuse me, you see this familiar looking tail just flick up the staircase. Lex, you are the first to reach this iron banded wooden door. What do you want to do?
So, well, is it barricaded from our side? Is it locked?
It's not barricaded, but it is locked. It does not open.
Okay, and then I will see if I can hear what's on the other side. Or if there's a keyhole to look through, I will look through.
Make an perception check, please.
Come on, be good. Be good. Not so much. That's a 5.
A 5.
A 5.
You go to look through the keyhole. You can't quite fucking see through it. It's one of those keyholes that's a bit too small. And then you hear nothing.
The door's locked. I don't suppose you know how to open them, right? God, I just wish Joel was here. She'd have this open in a jiffy.
If I may be so bold, I could say.
I was about to say, Jewel, are you coming up these stairs stealthily?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, roll me a stealth check, please.
It's just like, I can't pass up an opportunity like this. 17.
17. Karsis' perception was a big fat 8. So Karsis is going to turn around in this moment and look towards the door as Lex says, I wish Jewel was here. Jewel, what are you doing?
I can try and open the door if you would like.
What the fuck?
Have you been here the whole time?
No. The last few hours I've had, I am glad to have made you jump. But maybe it was not worth it. It has been a real...
I'm assuming you see the guards.
Yes. I have seen a lot worse and done possibly some bad stuff. So there are some horrible creatures down there, and I do not want to be in here any longer. So if you don't mind, I would just get to that door. Thank you.
That explains the screams that we heard. I'm so glad to see you.
I am very glad to see
I'm
you two.
impressed. How'd you get away from the guards?
Thank you. How do you... what, the guards down there?
Well, no. Cog was informing us that you'd...
Oh,
well,
yeah.
Cog informed Lex, who informed me that you'd been captured.
Yes, well, I do not like being detained, and, well, especially as you have reason to believe that these people are possibly under the employ of those who are orchestrating this horrible so-called contraption, then I thought it best that I did not be there any longer. So I'm quite good at getting out of traps like this, and decided that it was best that I leave their employ, for want of a better word.
Carsus believes every single word you just said.
Fantastic.
My insight check was a 2. Or their insight check was 2.
Let's just say I have my ways.
Well,
Hey.
in other good news, we think we destroyed the machine before the guards got here, so I don't think it'll be causing any more problems.
That is good. So you saw from Cog's perspective that the Alchemist is dispatched?
Dead.
Well,
You mean dead? Yeah.
yes, that is what I mean. Should we possibly find out what's the other side of this door and have the conversation there? I do not want these things following us.
Yeah. Please do.
Okay.
So, Jewel, you squeeze past Carsus's muscular, tall form and then sort of settle yourself in front of Lex at this iron-banded wooden door.
I shall check check the lock the traps and assume.
Okay,
that
make
it's
me either... Well, no, make me an investigation check, please.
12.
12. Can't sense any mechanical traps.
Cool, try and unlock it.
Okay, make me a dexterity check with your proficiency bonus, please.
22.
You push the door open, and the creak echoes.
So I shall slink out of the door, check where we are. Can I see anyone? Can I see anything?
You find yourself in a white marbled room, the floor of which and the walls vaguely remind you of being inside the Temple of Clothis.
Cool.
You're in some form of antechamber or cloister, to use a Christian/Catholic term.
Jewel, well, very quietly, but just so they can see, won't look back, just assuming that hopefully Lex is looking, and just use fingers just forwards. Just to make...
Lex wasn't looking at that point
Lex
either,
wasn't
which is
looking
brilliant.
at all, which is absolutely brilliant. So just, yeah.
All I see was you.
Lex
Yeah,
is
just-
scratching Cog on the top of the head.
Who's your good boy? Lex, follow.
Yes.
The coast is clear, come on. And I'll beckon Carsus with us as well.
Carsus is going to slowly sort of ascend backwards, sword pointed down, and as they step through into this room, just close the door.
Jewel would
That's
like
the
to lock
noisiest
the door.
fucking door we've had in here. Say again?
Jewel would like to lock the door.
Okay, you do not have the key, so I'm going to ask you to make me another dexterity check with your proficiency bonus to see if you can use your thieves' tools to do the opposite.
Dirty 20.
Yeah, fine. Done. This lock just fucking bows over before you.
Hopefully that will slow them down. even if the guards do make it out alive. I, by the way, do not know that if any of them were following me, but I don't want to take that risk. Anyway, as you say, Cassis, this is quite a loud door. Maybe we'll hear it if it does open. So, now what are we going to do?
Where do we go? They're going to know where we're staying. I have no idea what our next move is. I think I'll just maybe follow your lead. You're the professor thing.
Well, I do not think that we can stay in the temple that very long. That is an assumption. I don't know. Yes, I would like to get away from this temple as quickly as possible. I'm sure you do too. I completely agree. We should not go back to our rooms or our tavern. So.
It doesn't give us many options.
Well.
What about the magistrate?
Do you think that the magistrate is not potentially working with these people? I did hear while I was being taken away that they were talking about trying to capture you, all of us. Fairly obvious now the guards are down here. The other issue, they were talking about some magistrates being involved. However, I think it unlikely that it would be the magistrate that we went to. But I am unsure. It could be. But my only thoughts here, Lex Cassis. The Alchemist had clearly been killed long before I was there. What do you think about the receptionist? Cassis, you knew them religiously, per se? And the man at all...
But I'm not a religious individual.
Yes. Wrong terminology. You knew them intimately. But,
Oh, that receptionist? Yeah. Aye, we had some fun.
well, she let me in. But she was not there when I came out. Neither was the Manator. I worry that they are involved, but the Alchemist clearly, well, either was involved and was double-crossed. However, I think it is more likely as her machine, and she also wanted us to find this, would not have hired us to do this job. So, I think they have something to do with it. The Alchemist did not. Therefore, maybe the magistrate is not part of this, but I worry that anyone on his staff could be connected to this. My thoughts are, we go to the magistrate. But we try and speak to him and him alone, and we do not... Hey!
There's a surprise.
Here he is!
Else has made it.
Are we dead?
Well, welcome, buddy. No, we're all alive. Well, you're
Find
all
us in
alive,
the
is what I should
afterlife,
say.
Carson. No.
Wandering the river of death. Yeah, no, you are all fine. Well done. That must have been an absolute fucking marathon effort to get back in time.
I'm okay. I might not talk because I'm out of breath, but I'm good.
So good.
Oh,
mate.
magic.
So just to set the scene for you, the party have escaped the crypt, the undercroft of the temple, if you like, and are now in some form of cloister that is part of the temple proper. Currently discussing where to go. There has been talk of maybe the magistrate, but if they go to the magistrate, they speak only to the magistrate and nobody else. There has been discussion about who could have murdered the Alchemist, whether it was the receptionist, the Minotaur, both of which were missing, whether it was somebody else who's working with these individuals. There's a lot of unknowns right now, and you're currently trying to figure out what the fuck to do.
Cool.
Jewel, continue. I no longer have to do my shitty Irish accent.
I am unsure how we would get out of the temple, but we are going to have to get away from the temple and its perimeter, and we are going to have to get near the magistrates. I don't think that even if the Hierophant was an us idea, I do not think that he would be able to successfully stop the guards from searching and finding us here. So I say we get out of here. How we do
No,
this?
but I can potentially help you get beyond the temple itself.
Oh,
Whoa!
Hierophant.
I immediately draw my sword.
Your sword has been drawn the whole fucking time.
I apologize. The door was rather loud.
Yes, it was. Hierophant, we are so sorry. We have been caught up in something that is well over our heads.
I apologize for eavesdropping. I am understanding of your situation. Listen, I cannot help you very far. The will of the gods, the power of the church and temples is long dwindled, but I may know of a way to get you to the magistrate if that is where you wish to go.
It is my preference. What about you two?
I'll take any help we can get at this point.
Why help us?
I was not 100% honest with you when I met you first time around. Artemisia and I were talking, trying to understand what was happening. My followers, my students, if you like, those who follow Clothis were affected. Her work strongly affected. And, well, we needed answers. So 3 of us sought a way to figure out what was going. 3 tasks, 3 jobs, all linked but somewhat separate, to try and entice just either somebody out of the shadows or some answers, and it sounds like you have found them. But I do not have time to listen to them now, and nor do you have time to give them to me. I do not have the power to exfiltrate you from this city. Not in this form, at least. But the magistrate, they have political pull. My tiefling friend, you should be careful where you leave your clothes, is all I'm going to say.
Are you aware that there is a similar contraption below this temple? Similar to the Alchemist, but different.
I was aware of a power beneath the temple. It was forbidden for us to venture there, and except in dire times of exceeding or exceptional need. That was from, well, supposedly from Clothis herself, but I guess it's just a story handed down from Hierophant to Hierophant. Now I understand why. Mystery, wrapped in shadow, wrapped in lies.
Yes. Do you trust the magistrate?
There were 3 of us on this path. The Alchemist, myself, and the magistrate.
You didn't answer the question, though.
No, I did not. A magistrate is, well, a man of law, but such individuals are so easily corrupted by money, by power. It is not that I do not trust Drakios, but he is of a group that are so easily twisted. That being said, there were 3 of us on this path. I do not think he would turn so quickly or easily. He always seemed genuine.
It is the best chance we have. I am sorry that the Alchemist is no longer with us. You having known now. Them.
How do you propose that we
I
make
fear-
our way towards the magistrate?
I am due to make a pilgrimage that way. Pilgrimage, wrong term. Due to head off and present taxes from temple to magistrates within the next few hours. We could disguise you as priests and hopefully pass unnoticed across the city.
We would be very grateful. Thank you.
Sounds like a logical plan.
Cassis? An issue?
Well, I'm not a fan of disguising myself as someone I'm not.
If you do not,
Is this all your life? I guess.
that is what I was going to say. Well played.
When you put it like that, I suppose I have no choice.
I apologize. Karsis, we have not met yet, but I would not give you such little choice if I had other ways of helping.
I suppose I can bear it this time. I will try my best at least. It's just one more time.
When do you need to go? Do we have time to take a moment?
You
Or
may
are you heading off
rest here. No, within hour. You may rest here for that hour while I prepare. I will bring robes of required sizes for you and the right hoods to protect your faces. Everything should remain hidden as is the way. Beyond these walls, the students of Clothis remain unseen.
We thank you for helping us in this way.
Rest now. I will have what supplies I can brought. Food, water.
Thank you.
Do not exit this room unless I come.
You have my word.
Very well.
And Xanthos, the Hierophant, turns and sort of exits out the far side of the room, where you see there is nothing but a cloth that just covers the entrance of this room. The sound of the hooves off somewhere slowly. And you each have a moment to rest, or an hour to rest, so you may take a short rest, folks.
Why not?
Yeah, it's going to be some.
Xanthos would return at some point with robes, food, and water, which you may adorn and eat, drink. Yes. Anything else on which you wish to do in this hour is up to you.
I'm back up to full health.
Karsis, the only spells that were cast were cantrips, so you have all the spell slots that you had anyway.
Okay, yeah. I will take my hour to start writing on my spell book, and yeah, that's it. I had an idea, and I started to write something about the way the blades reflect light outside, and I try to break down a way to do that, but with one's body. Yeah, I'll just start writing that down. It's not gonna.
Very good.
It's gonna take me a long rest to do that, but I start now.
Okay, so you begin to start scribing in this spell. Is there anything anybody wishes to do, discuss, or otherwise within this hour? Or are you all just taking that moment to breathe and chill and rest? Regain some hit
Me
points.
and Cock will just debrief between ourselves.
Yeah, Joel doesn't really think that actually now is the time for talking, especially sitting down and resting, and therefore he's just going to be concentrating on that, but he's going to use therefore her remaining energy to keep an ear out and an eye out. Anything she hears walking near, walking past in corridors, or more precisely, anything behind that door.
Okay. Don't hear anything behind the door specifically, but make me a perception check for everything else.
Hey, natural one. 5.
The past few hours' events just begin to catch up with Jewel. The escape, the descent into the temple, the encounters, the capture, the escape, the run back through the temple that was a natural one.
It was a natural one, yeah. You got it right, there we go.
Thank you for the reminder in chat of our special little effect there. And you hear nothing but the sound of your own pulse through your ears as you just take that moment to breathe, calm.
I have a question. Sorry. When you finish the description.
That's all good. That was me done. So you crack on.
Great. Is Lex wearing any armor?
Nope. Just an impeccable suit.
Amazing. So after maybe 45 to 50 minutes, I will go over to you, Lex, and I'll say, sorry, Lex, but I believe there is something I can do to perhaps help you and give you a little bit more protection against attacks if you're willing to try it.
Given you're the untouchable swordsman, I think your fighting advice I should take on board.
All right. I will kind of put my hand on your shoulder, and you will feel kind of warm. It kind of spreads over from your shoulder down to your arm and your body, and it's almost like you get an overcoat put on you. As I'm gonna like this like fairly like for a moment it just appears like this purple overcoat that then becomes invisible around you. I'm gonna cast Mage Armor on you.
Nice.
Nice. Not only that, but with the short rest, Lex, that effect that the shadow had left lingering on you dissipates. Your strength returns to you. You're able to shoulder your pack once more, which means you can equip that once again and take it off of Karsis. And you also have that overcoat of Mage Armor.
So what's my AC plus now?
AC is 13 plus Dexterity.
Ooh, 14, motherfucker.
I was going to say, I think that takes you up to 14, doesn't it?
I still have
How long does that last?
negative
8 full
modifier as
hours.
If you have a strength modifier of anything from the shadow, that would also be gone.
Cool.
So I think yours was minimal, wasn't it?
Yeah, mine didn't actually affect anything because of the way it worked.
Yeah. It was a -1, wasn't it?
It was a -1, and therefore 11 to 10 didn't mean that actually anything changed.
All good. Fantastic. Anything else we wish to do within this short rest hour then?
No, as I
Nope.
can hear fuck all apart from my heartbeat, I think I'm all good.
Very good. As an hour passes then, you sort of partake of the food, the drink, just take that moment to rest. You hear the hooves. And the hooves stop for a moment. You can see them beneath this silk while they pause, and then the silk lifts up and they sort of canter inside.
The robes. Adorn the robes.
Thank you. I will adorn the smaller of the 3 robes.
And they have been laid out in front of each of you. Cog at this point into that that perfect sphere and just drops into your coat, Lex.
Yep.
As you then pull on these robes over the top, and they are thick, heavy, big robes. The hoods themselves fold over so they literally come down to your noses and wreathe the rest of your faces in shadows. The sleeves are almost 4 inches too long to the point where they hang over your fingertips, and then they splay out behind you. It's going to be a challenge not to trip over these things. But your bodies are covered.
I can feel a group skill challenge coming on.
You're damn right.
So Jewel will also, as she's putting those robes on, will also then get from around her neck has been this sort of red band, and she'll actually then pull it up, and it's basically a band. Not is it bandana? But you know, it's fabric to cover the bottom half of her face, and that therefore means
It's a snood.
Snood, as that's covered over her. You know, basically
We know what you
without
mean,
like
yeah.
proper looking up, you wouldn't see anything. So, you know.
So this cloth now covers the lower of Jewel's face.
Cassus is very, very uncomfortable, by the way.
In this moment, then, the Hierophant brings through this basket-like structure with these 2 long handles either side.
2 of you must carry this. While one walks behind, I will walk in front. Do not change the formation. Do not step where I don't. Follow silently. Ignore everything.
Lex, Jewel, do you feel capable of carrying it? I feel like it would be appropriate for me to be ready to jump into the action if necessary.
Yes, also Lex and I are not the same height, but closer than you, Cassis. I think that would be better. Cassis, are you
That is
okay?
true.
Makes sense to me. Yeah, you seem to be squirming in that thing.
The sooner I get out of these clothes, the better. To be honest, just
You've said that before, you dirty bugger.
Says Danny.
Says Danny, not Lex. Yeah.
stick to the heavens. Yes, that is true.
I think we all agree with that, Cassis, but I hope that this is the one way we will get out of this temple alive.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Jewel will go to one side of... What did you say we were carrying?
It's
Chest.
this basket of sorts, but with these two long wooden handles out the outside. What you notice is that inside this basket are just... It's full of gold pieces.
I'd love to say that Jewel's eyes are like a booze. Like, whoa.
I was going to say, Danny's ander almost came out then.
Yeah.
Just scraping in it.
Good job we don't have a bag of holding,
Cool,
otherwise
so
you could
Lex.
tip it upside down.
Yeah.
So Lex and Jewel take one of these wooden handles either side, and the Hierophant informs you to sort of hold them over your shoulders, and then bow your head so the hood falls down, so you can see where the Hierophant walks, but nothing else. As you are led out, then, first of all, I need everybody to make me straight dexterity checks, please, to make sure they don't trip over the robes within the first few minutes.
Straight dexterity checks. Fucking marvelous.
Come on. Oh no! I rolled a 1, mate. I rolled a 1.
Oh. Well, I rolled.
Hey!
And their balance is restored. There we go.
Exactly, so the deciding factor in that would have been Cassis, who rolled 21, and therefore, as you all go, Lex, you do sort of stumble slightly, but with Jewel on the other side of this basket, Jewel just takes the weight for a moment and shuffles it, and you continue to walk as the Hierophant just looks.
Careful.
These robes are not practical. We have thought about shoes and trousers.
They are not meant to be. They are ceremonial. Shh, now, follow my lead.
As the three of you now follow the Hierophant, or at least Lex and Jewel, you follow the Hierophant, and Cassis, you follow the two in front of you, just looking at the feet, keeping those same distances, keeping this formation of 4. There are then a number of other priests, clergymen if you like, clergy folk, that form something of a guard of honour around you and this trail behind you. And you begin to walk forwards out of the temple.
Jewel thinks in her head.
You hear...
If they start singing. Oh, God.
In nomine Patris Domini.
We are currently Ezio in Assassin's Creed 2, just blending into
Yes.
the crowd. I got you, Matt. I got you.
It's all good, mate. So, you make this move. At some point, Xanthos stops. And you hear these voices.
Hold, Hierophant. Where are you going? You know there is investigation, and we are searching for criminals. That may be, but I have my duty to the magistrates to take their taxes. Would you So part the magistrates with their money, my fellow guard. Let me see. No. If you have challenge for this, you take it up with the magistrates themselves. This is between the temple and the magistrates. I know you have your investigations to do. I am sympathetic to this. Artemisia was a very close friend of mine. But I have my duties to attend to. And I will not get on the wrong side of the magistrates. Not for love nor money. Very well. We are watching, though. No sudden movements or strange activities. I am not one to tackle a holy man. But given the situation, I will kill if I have to. May Clothis guide you, my brother. May Clothis guide you. And Xanthos begins to just trot forward again. Eventually you are led across the temple square, and all you can see is those familiar cobblestones. Yet again, make me dexterity checks, please.
Why can I imagine that at that time when we were paused that Carsus's just red eyes just glowed from underneath the thing, just like one move, motherfucker.
Do I cast Shadow Blade right now?
Oh, fuck yeah. Captain
I rolled another
Dexterity for
21.
level 5.
Another 21.
22.
Cuban heels in a row
Yet
do
again.
not work well together.
Yet again, Lex catches the robe underneath his toes and just sort of shuffles slightly, and Jewel, you capture it and sort of hold the basket in place. There is a whisper from one of the priests next to you, Lex.
Careful now. Keep your footing. Kick the robe as you walk.
I just sort of nod.
And you'll continue on. You come to the stairs that lead up to the Acropolis, and the formation becomes almost single file apart from the two of you, Jewel and Lex. Excuse me, as I then hit the mic as well. As you have to descend together. So this is going to be just for Jewel and Lex. I need a athletics check, please, to make sure you have the strength and the coordination between you.
Right, sorry. Which checks are we doing?
Athletics.
Athletics.
My best one.
Why is athletics bullshit?
That's a 9, mate.
Missing Dargon yet?
Yeah. No, actually, Jewel has been a pro tonight.
A big fat 9.
15.
So then. By law of averages, the two of you
Still
descend the stairs.
Okay.
And there are brief moments where you not slip, but have to adjust to compensate for each other as you make your way down these stairs with this rather heavy basket. And then you make your way onto the main thoroughfare. Words are had with guards again, and there are whistles that sound out across the guards. As you pass, you can see the sandaled boots, if you like, of the phalanx. They are lining the streets. You can hear the hustle and bustle now of people milling around, but you make your way across the city. You reach the Agora and you hear that central fountain, the water sloshing. And then finally you step foot into the magistrate's quarter. You are led through these larger alleys, these streets, and eventually the Hierophant stops.
My brothers and sisters, please take the offering of tax and be on your way.
Two of these priests approach either side of Jewel and Lex.
Careful now. Just hand it over as if it is meant to be.
I need... Oh, what do we count as a fucking grace check here?
Performance check?
I will say straight... Yeah, let's do performance checks, actually. I like that idea. 2 performance checks, please.
We are acting as though we know what the fuck we're doing.
I'd much rather do a charisma check, thank you.
Not sure I did, but never mind. That'll be
He says rolling a 2. Like
fuck!
Where's the real dice, dude? Get them out.
I haven't got the brain power to do maths tonight, so I'm just using it.
It's all good.
Fuck it. Fuck's sake.
Oh, man.
5.
Excuse me.
Go team. I'll just lock the coins at him.
Jewel.
A 1, a 2, a 3.
Jewel, what did you get, sorry?
Sorry, I got a 12.
A 12. Jewel, you sort of lift this over your head and bow your head, at which point the whole basket just tilts, and then these priests that were there just grab it.
Easy, easy, easy. What is going on here?
Xanthos steps up.
Easy, easy. All is fine. New priests, or newly ordained, under Clothis. They are learning the way. Go easy on them. They are young. They are new. They will learn. This is not how things are meant to go. The 2 offerants are meant to present the tax to the magistrates. Why are you changing halfway? Easy, my friend. We are breaking them in gently, allowing them to learn the ropes slowly.
And this is where I have to roll a persuasion check.
Come on.
Followed by an insight check.
Casters would also like to look around to see if anyone is clocking at us.
Make me a perception check. I'm going to say with disadvantage, given the state of this great fucking hood you've got on.
Sounds...
Make a perception check on everyone's knees. Those are awfully suspicious knees, those are. What was it, sorry?
8.
8. You can't really tell, but what you do see is there are a number of guards around you now.
Xanthos, why do you lie to us? We know this is not how it's done. We have seen this thousands of times. What is going on? What are you trying to hide?
My friends, it is fine. They are new. I promise you, they are new. And then a new voice enters.
Phalanx, what are you doing disturbing my tax run?
And you hear that familiar voice of Drakios.
My Lord Magistrate, things are strange. Given the nature of the attack on the Alchemist, we are making sure all is fine.
At this point, the basket is taken off Jewel and Lex.
Guards, Phalanx, you are good at your jobs.
Jobs, even.
This is not worth your time. Go on your way. or I will dock your pay at least a week. This is not worth your efforts. Focus your attention where it needs to be.
I'm going to go for another persuasion check, but with advantage.
As you see fit, magistrate. On your head be it.
And the guards begin to march away.
Drachios, get them in very quickly. Send your priests where they need to go. Thank you, my friend. 3 of you. Go, now.
With my fairly keen passive perception, have I clocked everything and know where he means?
I will say that, I mean, your passive perception's pretty fucking good anyway. This hood itself is difficult to see under, but you can see the familiar sort of sandals again of Drachios and that robe that he wears, and you can guess the direction you need to go. As for everything else, you're unsure. You keep your head sort of bowed so as not to elude too much of attention. At which point Drachios is going to...
Quickly now, while they are distracted. Go!
Okay, Jewel will head straight in that direction then, and hope that the other two can follow.
Follow Jewel.
Okay. So the 3 of you exit, and you see, as you look to the left and right underneath you, as this heavy hood almost weighs your neck down, you can see those familiar marble pillars that mark the entrance to Drachios' estate. Drachios walks ahead of you now as you hear the footsteps of the tax march, if you like, continue on behind you. And you continue on into the estate. Drachios just leading you. Eventually you are led up some sort of 3 or 4 steps into a grand open hallway. And Drachios then leads you into this side room behind a cloth drape, which, unbeknown to you, he then pulls and ties off.
You may disrobe now, my friends. Or at least get rid of the Hierophant's robes. Be yourselves.
Quickest disrobe in Ardalia from Tarsus.
Proper Bruce Almighty. Just
It's like that. I was going to say it's like that scene out of Bruce Almighty, just the...
Jewel will have a look around in the room, so lift her head, make sure that she can now see who anyone else in the room but us before she takes it off.
It is the 3 of you and Drachios. What you notice in this room is this cloth drape, which has been tied now so that it is affixed to these 2 marble pillars. The rest of the room is just marble and stonework, if you like. There is this wooden marble bar with a number of bottles and drinks. You get the idea this is some form of lounge. There are great pillows on the floor, and there looks like there's almost like censers that burn this sweet smelling incense.
Knowing now it is only us 4, then yeah, Jewel will then take the robe off.
I'll turn to Lex and Jewel. Are you all right? He seemed to struggle a little bit with the chest.
Yes, we've been up all night, and that was a long walk with a very heavy package. That was not
Yeah, I
fun.
have to say I'm not as graceful as I thought I was, clearly.
However, I thought that our life was difficult, but maybe that of a priest of Clothis, having to walk in those robes all day and night, that is definitely not for me. We get sidetracked.
It's just not
Magistrate,
practical.
thank you. Thank you.
You are
Great,
welcome, I think.
This is a very stupid question, but can we trust you?
I don't know. Can you trust me? That is a almost almost philosophical question. Look, I understand that you have been told of the plan between the Alchemist, myself, and the Hierophant to weed out whatever was going on in the city. You three have got closer than any other. All of the others turned up nothing and left.
We got too close.
Apparently so. This does not make me feel secure in myself. But I must stay, so as to keep up appearances. You three, however, must leave. And soon. I will not have the blood of my employees on my hands for no reason whatsoever.
You believe us and me that I simply found the Alchemist dead long before I arrived?
The Alchemist sent me a message before, well, I guess before you arrived. She had already said that you were onto something. I will miss my friend. She was good for debate and conversation. She did a lot for the city. I do not think you were the ones to have so callously cut her down. Not when you are, if you'll forgive the term, so naive to the nature of the city.
Yeah, I certainly do not take it as an offense. And my condolences.
Do you not wish to understand and find out who did it?
Oh, I will find out. This is why I need you out of this city.
If I may, the guards were coming to get me, and they seemed to want to. They knew of myself. It was clearly a trap there, and also they knew about Lex and Cassis and the fact that they were trying to find them when they had taken me away. So, does this not mean that there is some other magistrate who is doing some dark dealings here?
I do not know if it's the magistrates. I will try to figure this out, but what I do know is that yes, you are right. Somebody knows. And somebody is inside. Somebody is working against the nature of the city and the well wishes of this city. They have attacked our people, they have attacked you, they have killed one of our own. Whoever it is will be found, they will be brought to justice. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but we will root out this mystery. To do so, I need you lot safe to continue your work. The three of you have got closer than any other we have, set on this task. Karsis, your friend? Gone. Haven't seen him in, 12 hours. Supposedly walked out the city, headed south.
Do you mean the
friend?
The person you were supposed to fight?
Yes, your
Is that who you
friend.
mean?
Exactly, that person you were meant to be in the arena today. Well, within the next few hours, I believe. They are left, headed south.
Then we need to follow them.
There is only one city south. Unless you wish to head towards the Auroran Empire. And then you are most definitely on your own. I have no jurisdiction there.
Where would you suggest we go if we're to leave? And how do we keep in contact?
I was going to present options to you. You may head north. I can sneak you aboard a skyship and get you out onto Enoeth. Or you would take your chances south.
Matt, what was the race? What was the ancestry of the guy I was going to fight?
Human.
Before we get onto the plans of where we go, which are very important, I just wanted to make clear that you knew or were at the very least be able to get the information from the Hierophant. There is something very similar to what the Alchemist has created, but different, and it is underneath the temple. I hope you are powerful enough to make sure that no one can get near it, but I fear that you may anger the person who is doing these dark dealings. However, anything you can do to stall them and getting to it again would be better.
We were aware of this machine. Well, Artemisia and I, at least, were aware of this machine. It is indeed where she got her designs from.
Then you should know that there was someone with the machine when we arrived. However, they quickly departed.
There was someone there. This is new. Who? Describe them to me.
Jewel will describe them as from what she saw for that briefest of moments.
Jewel, describe this individual for what you saw for those briefest of moments.
If only you had a certain feat.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, now I immediately regret not taking it, all right? It's on the next one, okay? On the next one. What do I remember? What do I remember? I'm having a look. Fuck, I don't think I took much down for this particular bit.
I don't have my notebook on me, so I can't help.
Obsidian robes.
There you go, Lex. If you wish to do it as Lex, feel free.
From what I remember, he had like obsidian robes. Did he have a pointy nose? I think he had a pointy nose.
We also know that they were probably some form of wizard, as we found, and I'll take the spell book out of my bag. We found the spell book and a couple of spells that they were probably in the process of transferring back.
They disappeared into thin air almost immediately when they saw me. So, clearly arcane.
Did you take out that spellbook, cast this, and show it to
I certainly did.
Not Xanthos, Drakios. Drakios is going to look.
That is Jane's spellbook. She was Artemisia's apprentice. But you say this was a male individual.
Well, there is some magic that can. There's some magic that can disguise the way that you look. It's quite simple.
Jane was relatively new, young, full of intrigue. She had not been long studying with Artemisia before she, went missing. Now, this individual you describe, that sounds more like her uncle, Vane.
Furiously type notes.
Where do they? Well, where does our uncle make hardware? Where does he live? In here or
Her uncle?
somewhere else?
No, her uncle was banished. Dark magic. This is why Jane was brought to Artemisia. To cleanse her of ill teachings and put her back on the right path. Vane was Well, something of a partner within the Olenthor Lyceum, till their investigations took it a little bit too far. Blood sacrifice and, well, yes. There were things going on that the magistrates in the Lyceum did not see fit to sanction. So they were banished beyond the walls and told to take their practices elsewhere.
Maybe these two
You must have some.
people are the who you need to start looking into then, if there are any history or any what is the word, evidence of them being back in the city.
I thought Artemisia had put the relative bonds in place. Without her, well, we are sorely lacking in the senior Alchemist department. I will investigate. I will do what I can behind the scenes, as I always do.
You may want to always see if the Minotaur who worked at the Lyceum and also one of the desk clerks at the front, they let me in, but then were not there when the guards collected me. I fear they may well be in on it in some manner.
Any more specifics on this Minotaur? We have plenty in the city.
He was a very old, frail. He simply worked as the elevator for for getting us to the right place. I do not know his name, I'm afraid.
I am not familiar with Minotaur in the ascending machine. No, I'm not familiar with any Minotaurs within the art. Well, I will look into it.
You mentioned that you wanted us to, well, out of the city. Where will you send us? Surely the work to be done and to investigate will be within the walls.
I think not. I think you have said maybe follow this human south. Maybe. Or I don't know. Within the walls is dangerous. This is death now. Murder. There is only one punishment now for murder within the city, and that is execution.
You said there is a town south. There is a one city south before you get to the Empire. What city is that?
Yes.
What do we know about it?
Second of our twin cities, the gate cities, it is Jesa.
Will our warrant for arrest also make it down to that city as well?
We are two different governing cities. Jesa is more part of the Auroran Empire than it is of Enoeth.
Cassis, you seem to have thoughts as to where you wish to go. I know north. That is where I am from, but I feel like we are just escaping and running away.
I come from the south. I come from the Empire, and if we go there, well, you might not be, well, being looked for and searched for. There most definitely will be people that are looking for me.
Are you saying that you would prefer north?
I don't know.
If
Listen,
where do you think, you know, the guy who was banished, Vane, where would he most likely go? Is there a place where people of that sort would congregate? we could investigate that place. So,
I do not know, to be honest, but Artemisia was one of a few within Enoweth who belonged to the Crystalline Circle. It is something of a network of magic users throughout the continent. Those most senior, most powerful, most adept. There is Artemisia once told me of a place on an island within, south of the main continent but central to Enoweth. It is on the Crystalline Isle. There is a arcane collegiate there, the Azure Pillar. Perhaps head that way. Maybe they can help you with Artemisia's studies and understanding more of what she was trying to achieve, maybe unlock more of this mystery. Why she was targeted, why her work was targeted. I do not know what you have discovered as part of your investigations, only what was revealed to us before. Artemisia was the last one to see you. I assume she had more knowledge.
Well, we know that there is someone among us that might be of interest to these individuals, so should look at Lex. So I'd rather keep that close and maybe trying to investigate that. If that means going south,
get you out.
If that means going south towards the Empire, then so be it. I'll just have to be careful.
I can't help thinking that
your decision.
You're not a conspicuous fellow. So, I mean, we barely walked through town in giant robes, and if we're walking for a whole state where people would recognize you, then that just puts you at risk, which doesn't make sense.
Well, the thing about going south is that there's also, there might be people that are looking for me. They're a very specific type of individual. And I also have friends south, so maybe if we can track them, we can get some help.
Maybe we'll run into these individuals who are looking for you, Cassis, and dissuade them from doing anything else.
Yeah, I'd like that.
Then I think that the ridiculous and completely stupid idea is to go south, and that is probably the way we shall go.
Seems like it might be decided.
Magistrate, is there any assistance you can give us in getting us south? Or is it just maybe lay low until nighttime and make our way out of the city?
Just to
no, I can
draw a conclusion to our assumptions here. We're traveling south because the person Karsus was supposed to fight has gone south, and we think that is suspicious enough to follow him over going to the college to learn more about how these machines work to potentially prevent more from
We're
happening.
also heading there for towards the way of the Crystalline Island, which might be something to maybe
Crystalline
learn a little
Isle
bit more
is north and to the west. That's why I say you have a choice. You head north or south. I can get you on Skyship, which will take you into Gildorn, or the Kingdom of Gildorn, or whatever they are calling themselves these days, but across the water Jagok, and then you will have to find your way from there, or you may head south and, claim refuge in Jesa.
So do we think this individual would know about the people who betrayed us, you think? Is that what we're thinking?
It seems unusual that he would come along here, say that they were on the path to find the to investigate, and then simply leave straight away. However, that is our only lead for sending south, and we have only one north. Lex, are you happy to go to this crystalline Isles?
Well, all I'm thinking is, if these machines seem to be at the heart of all the problems we've faced, Artemisia had one that she was using for good. The man in the robes seemed to be using one for nefarious means. The crystalline circle might know more about that and how we could stop them safely.
Then I have an idea as to how we may be able to gather some more information about this person we have colloquially called your friend, Cassis. So maybe we should head north, because we can get out north via other means, and I can attempt to gather more information on this person. I make no promises.
I don't think we should split up again if that's what you're suggesting.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, because last time we did that, you almost got, arrested.
I did.
Lex and I had a lovely time, but you not so much.
No.
I thought that the definition of lovely time is loose, in my opinion, but, it was productive, I would say.
Being handcuffed and chased and then running through horrible rooms is not my idea of a lovely evening.
No, mine, but that was alright.
Cassis, I'm sorry that we have robbed you of your chance to fight in the Crucible again.
I'm sure more towns, more fighting pits. I'm sure I'll get my chance.
Magistrate, how long until you wish to send us on this skyship? I would like to get a message out in some way. I can leave it with you if we need to leave immediately.
Do you know of the individual you want to send message to?
Possibly. Possibly not.
There are services within the city to send messages. If you know the individual, I can have it sent magically. It'd be there almost instantaneous. If not, then we send it hard way. It will go with you on Skyship and beyond by messenger.
The second option I think would be the best. I shall try and be as descriptive as I can. Do we have
Very
any
good.
parchment I can use?
I will go get parchment and quill and ink, and you may write your message.
One last thing before we go. It probably makes logical sense for us to get an advancement on our payment, so that when we're traveling, we might be able to, find accommodation. I feel awkward asking because I'm a man of little means, but it makes sense if we're going to be nomads for the foreseeable future.
You are truly a man of logic, Lex. It was my next order of business, is to give you not only my payment, but that of Artemisia as well. She was quite clear that payment was to head your way. I am unaware of what she offered, however.
Jewel had that detail written down. She remembers those sorts of things. $1 million.
I do like, Danny, how you found a reason within this new character to actually propose payment. It's very impressive.
I
Well done.
was going to say lecture and sharing, but
I'm
I'm going to give you a point of inspiration for that one, actually, sir.
Yeah.
That was very good.
Very good.
I tell you what, with the fact that you have said that Jill had that particular information, is I'm going to roll. Ooh.
I actually know how much it was because I've re-listened to the episode today.
Oh, sorry. Yes, I believe I do too. But what would be the best honesty roll? Like, is Jill going to be honest at this point? Is that
No.
what kind of roll is that?
I would allow you to make that decision now. The way I've done this in the past personally is if I'm at a conflict of what a character is going to do, I roll a percentile dice and say, okay, if it's, or you roll any dice and say if it's above this number, they go this way. If it's below it, they go that way.
Cool. All right. Okay, so. I believe they were going to pay us 50 gold each.
$50 gold each. Very well. I will have 200 gold pieces brought for each of you.
It's very kind.
I know this is more than we offered. Consider it hazard pay. But also I am quite keen to have this dealt with. I also have a stock of some of Artemisia's specialties, potions. So I will have a crate brought for you. At least help you. You have no healers of the sort within your group, so makes sense.
Yeah, makes sense too. Thank you.
Yes, we have been battered in recent hours.
We must befriend a cleric on the road or something. You know, just to help us along.
Just a half orc.
Well, clerics tend to be very pious. Lead in one direction. You have flexibility in your group. Use it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it might be at odds with my directive. That's very fair. Yeah.
Very good. 600 gold pieces for the group and, well, potions. Bear with me. I will perhaps be 20 minutes, maybe more, and then we will get you aboard the skyship. Very well. I will see you momentarily. Drakios disappears off. And you are left to your own devices for the next 20 minutes, half an hour or so. Is there anything you wish to discuss with each other?
Jules just start. We'll sit down and start writing this letter.
So, we're heading north. Yes?
Yeah.
Yes.
If we go to the Isle, speak to the crystalline circle, I don't know. I just feel like that'll give us the best lead and just learn more about these machines, because it all seems to come back to these machines.
Yeah,
It looked like
I agree.
When we accidentally turned it on, it looked like it was trying to open a portal somewhere, so that can't be good. It must be stopped.
Yeah, they definitely seem to be breaking down the barrier for some reason. You've never seen anything like that, have you, Lex? Considering
It certainly doesn't resemble any portals that I have seen. But I tell you what, the crystalline circle might also know that between us, I think is a very important lead, is that black substance with the weird blue and purple veins that seem to run through it. That seems to be a key magical focus for this type of magic, and I'm hoping the crystalline circle might be able to shed some more light on what that is and how we may be able to use it to our advantage.
I agree. It feels like we have a lot of the pieces of the puzzle, but we are unable to step back and see how they fit. The shadows, the spell book with the types of spells that it has, I thought it was leaning one way, but it doesn't seem to be. Now this vein, it's frustrating. It's incredible, and it's making my brain work, which is good.
I do think, though, that we also need to be cautious with the crystalline circle, because they may also have, well, this Vane character may have some sympathizers in the group. Although he's been cast out and banished, he may have some allegiances within the group. So we'll maybe try and figure out a way to prod that, see if we can get some information.
Sure.
Do you think that's a plausible scenario?
Potentially. I am pretty bad at judging characters, so I wouldn't probably be the right person to do that.
That is true. You literally did sleep with the enemy.
Well, we don't know that's the case, and to be honest, it kind of was worth it. So
Okay. May I ask, Jewel, who are you writing the letter to? The curiosity got the better of me. I try to respect your boundaries, but I just couldn't help myself.
My apologies, I just wanted to make sure that I finish this. There are certain ways in which you can track people down. In my learning of being able to sneak around, I have met a few of these individuals, and I hope that with the right amount of persuasion, and she will pick up her coin bag and take a couple of gold pieces out, I hope that they may be able to give us information without us having to necessarily follow this individual.
Do you mean like bounty hunters?
Other sorts, I'm sure you can understand, it is what we have got ourselves into. That information is comes at a price and is very very wealthy individuals have a lot of this information. A network that may or may not have all of this information, or at least ties to it, is one to never piss off.
Yeah. I remember when I was a child, some people in my tribe used to hunt people down for coin, but obviously I was too young to learn that trade, so I never developed those skills myself.
It is not necessarily
inside check.
Somehow your Kirik is showing.
I know, it's fun. 14.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, I was telling the truth.
It is not necessarily that we will go for a bounty hunter who will capture this individual and bring it back. It is more about simply finding the information about them, where they have last been seen, and information such as this. Therefore,
you mean spies?
Sort of, yes.
I mean, I like a good riddle as much as the next man, but I do have to figure out everything you say and read between the lines all the time, and it does become exhausting.
Perhaps when we are not sitting in a magistrate's grand mansion, I may be able to be slightly more forthcoming to you, Lex. Until then...
Gotcha.
I shall write my letter and tell you more later.
Very good. So as you converse, as Jewel writes her letter, eventually the magistrate returns and brings with him a small crate. and places the crate down. Within it are 600 gold pieces, 9 potions of healing,
Now we're talking.
and a large rolled up piece of parchment.
I grabbed the parchment. What does it say?
3 potions of healing each. Oh, I still got the 2 from before as well.
I haven't.
I figured you would be
Well,
interested
I
in
used
this.
them.
It is a map to help you on your journey.
You thought it
And
was a
as you
spell
unfold
scroll.
There is a very large map of Enoweth,
I'll cast
which
fireball
I
for
have
the map
just
because it's not,
shared with you all.
Ho ho ho, boy!
it's not magic
So you
scroll.
can go and view the map of Enoweth.
Oh my goodness.
I
And with that,
would.
the magistrate is going to say,
So I would wrap up the letter, get 30 gold coins, wrap it up in a bit of cloth, tie it off, and keep it with the letter, and then pass it to the magistrate. Is it possible that this would be able to be given to an individual called the Veiled Viper?
It's a very cool name.
I believe I know of the sort of individual you seek. Yes, I can have a message sent.
You understand?
At least to
that,
find its way to that circle, yes.
Thank you. I'm sure you understand if we cannot trust the establishment. I feel this is the only way.
I understand. I fear I am going to be a suspect within my own city all too soon. So, I know it is not the most comfortable of manners of getting to the skyport, but this is one small crate. I have 3 larger crates just outside this room, one for each of you. Easy way of smuggling you across to the skyport. Once you are in the air, you will be released, and you can, well, breathe the fresh air once again.
Do you know what? I cannot decide if I prefer the robe or the box. Oh well, I'm sure we shall find out.
Cassis will think back to the spell they're writing in their spell book. And can't wait to finish.
Danny's thinking in his head. Well, Lex isn't thinking much, but Danny's thinking, cats love boxes. What the fuck are you on about?
You turn around and she's just sitting there like...
very good. So with that then, as Drakios leads you into the next room, where there are 3 large crates laid out with their lids currently off, we will leave it there for this week and pick this up again next week. Because we are quite a bit over time tonight, but it was fucking worth it.
Oh,
So
good to have
thank
you,
you,
Samal.
Samal, for making the absolute marathon effort to get over here. That was amazing. So I really appreciate that, buddy. I know you've been busy. Thank you, everybody, for joining us for tonight's episode of Escape, Mystery, Intrigue, and Subterfuge. We will see where things head next week as we begin our journey north then into the continent proper of Enoweth. And yes, on our journey to see the crystalline circle and the world. So next week we will obviously show the map just so everybody can see it on stream and see a few places that we've been, a few places that have been noticed. We'll probably also share it on social media as well. It is a very large map, so not all the details will come across on social media, but yeah, we'll get there. But yes, thank you for the subscriptions, thank you for the follows, thank you for everything, thank you for all the support. Do come and join us on Discord, share your theories in that spoiler thread, in that theory thread. But other than that, stick with us. We will be here same time, same place next week, Monday. So yes, stay safe, and until then, we will see you next week.